Summertime is my favorite time to be in the city. Even with this current situation, we shouldn't let that stop us from enjoying the season that we wait all year for, especially since we can't really go anywhere else. Also, I'd like to give a huge thanks to Mio for sponsoring a portion of today's video. Hey Delta, how's it going? I was wondering if I could get a flight to Italy. I'll be traveling from New York City, preferably JFK Airport. Oh, they don't want New Yorkers. How about any other country in Europe? Anywhere else in the world? So, no country pretty much wants anyone from New York. Huh. So throughout the whole year, New Yorkers, including myself, pay these high rents through the winter, through the cold weather, through all the snow, waiting for summer. It makes all of that time worthwhile just for these few months of warm weather. And for the summer of 2020, it's canceled. Well, not technically. And I wanted to make this video to show you guys some of my favorite things to do here in the summer that we're still able to do even with the current situation. So let's get right into it and show you guys how you can have an enjoyable summer in New York City during 2020. So first and foremost, the most important thing, ice cream. And to help me out with this, Liz is gonna help me eat all of this ice cream. You ready for this?
Super excited. This is gonna be my breakfast today, so.
Yeah, it is only 10 a.m. right now, so
yeah.
I didn't eat breakfast either, so this is what we're gonna have. 25 scoops of ice cream.
Super healthy.
So Liz is actually vegan, and she has her little...
We got some vegan mango colada. Yeah. Tastes like a pina colada. It's very good.
But that means that I have these 23 scoops of ice cream all to myself. But honestly, last time I came here in November, this is some of my favorite ice cream I've ever had. We have the Cookie Monster. This was my go-to one last time.
Got the white chocolate lavender. We got royal milk tea, Thai iced tea, red velvet cookie dough crumble. You got some birthday cake, almond, pistachio almond cookie.
Stuffed ice cream is super delicious. Also, the owner Alan is a really cool guy and really nice. So if you guys see him there, definitely say what's up. And if you do want to make a whole day out of this, if you're in that neighborhood, just 1 block away is my favorite pizza place in the city, Village Square Pizza. Also, while we're on this topic of food, I did want to mention another really cool place that I recommend you guys to do. Shake Shack, which is the world-renowned chain restaurant, actually started in Madison Square Park, just a few blocks away from my apartment, and you can go to the original shack of the Shake Shack. Okay guys, so we are here at the first ever Shake Shack. And I actually listened to a How I Built This podcast with the owner of Shake Shack, and he talked about his whole story and how Shake Shack got to this global huge business. So he actually started this as a hot dog stand that was just a tiny little cart. And then in 2004, the city gave him permission to turn the permanent kiosk, this shack, into the Shake Shack. So you're still able to come here to the first ever one at Madison Square Park. And why I'd also really recommend this is because they have this outdoor seating in the park where you can still socially distance, eat your burger and food, and have an amazing view of the Flatiron Building and the Empire State Building. And it's just an incredible burger. I just go with the standard Shack burger. Never disappoints. Oh. So good. So the next thing I'd recommend, and I did hear that this just opened back up and you're allowed to do it, is jet skiing in the Hudson River. And unfortunately, it is not the warmest of days, so Kristen has the dry suit on and looks like an astronaut. I went with the wetsuit. I look kind of like Scoop Steve. So to go on a 2-hour tour, that's about $200, and in my opinion, it's totally worth it. You get such unique views and get to go at your own pace, and even there's no speed limit in the Hudson River, so you can hit like 60 or 70 miles per hour on those things. Just be careful of falling in, because I have heard rumors that if you go swimming in the Hudson River, you might come out with a 6th toe. Now, I'd like to thank Mio for sponsoring this portion of my video. I also wanted to just throw in a friendly reminder that if you are exploring New York or your own city, that you should stay hydrated. And myself, I personally tried to stay away from soda, but sometimes I am craving some flavor. So that's why I always bring this thing around. Mio. I've been personally drinking Mio since I was a little kid, and I always liked doing it because it made me feel like a chemist. Like, watch this. So just took boring water right there. Now gave it a little punch of flavor. This is one of my favorite flavors right here. This is the fruit punch. And it just sweetens it up a little bit and just makes water more enjoyable to drink. If you don't know what Mio is, they're these tiny pouches that, surprisingly for how small they are, they throw in a powerful punch into your drink. I think this one fits 24 drinks you can make out of this. So it's something that I just always like to carry in my pocket or in my bag, so when I am on the go and just have water with me but still craving some flavor and don't want to have soda, I can just squirt this into my drink. They're also 0 calories and they have a ton of different flavors. My favorite is probably the fruit punch, or even the orange tangerine is absolutely delicious. Mio really helps bring your water to life with the perfect sweetness. I do think all of us, including myself, do need to make more of an effort to drink more water, so Mio does help us do that by making water a little less boring. So whether I'm out on the go or even while I'm at home editing, adding Mio to my drink just makes it much more delicious. And it creates this lava lamp looking flume, which is just magical. So if you'd like to purchase Mio or just learn more about it, you can click the link down below. Thank you, Mio, for sponsoring this portion of the video, and now on to the next activity. So next up, the thing that I'd recommend is actually leaving the city. You can take a train or rent a car and go out to the Hamptons. These are probably the nicest beaches that are within an hour and a half from the city, and also there's a ton of other things to do. So since we are in phase 2 right now in New York City, all the restaurants have built these outdoor little patios. They've taken over parking spaces and it's made the city feel a lot more European and almost like the city is one entire block party. It's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. And it being outside and not inside makes it a lot better for the current situation. You do of course have to wear your mask, but once you're seated down, you're allowed to take them off so you can drink and eat your food. So another pro tip for this summer in 2020, the new norm is making reservations. I've tried going to a bunch of different restaurants and rooftops and just to be shot down, since you do need to make a reservation. Let me emphasize again, make a reservation. Especially if you do want to go to these rooftops, one that I'd recommend is Hotel Hugo. I never went there until this most recent summer, and it has a great view of downtown and also of the Hudson River. It's perfect to watch sunsets. If you are looking to go on an epic adventure day here in New York City, something I'd recommend doing that I've mentioned in a previous video is renting Revel scooters. So these Revel scooters are an electric bike share where you download the app and then it's about 35 cents per minute. So somewhere I'd recommend going is all the way uptown to about 110th Street at Northern Central Park. Northern Central Park has a lot of hidden gems, and if you do go through the woods properly and follow a path, you will find even a waterfall. I know it may not look like it, but we are in New York City right now in Northern Central Park. We're aligned with about 102nd Street, right next to the Central Park public pool, and we are about to go into the woods to find a waterfall. Yes, there is a waterfall here in Central Park. I found it before, kind of on accident, but I think if I put into the GPS, we should be able to find it. So yeah, time to go explore through the woods of Central Park. That was actually way easier to find than I was expecting. It was only about 50 feet from that entrance that I just showed you guys off of the pathway. And check this out, a waterfall in Central Park, New York City. It's no Bali, but it'll do. So I hope you guys enjoyed the list of my favorite things to do in New York City during 2020. And that's gonna be it, and we'll see you guys next Wednesday.